Yesterday, I released just one segment of this game breakdown that I'm working on. This is almost the entire game. This is a long one, so strap in, grab a drink, whatever. You got to talk about, the problems with LeBron James and glazing LeBron James are now starting to tarnish patriotism. But let me throw out some numbers before you look at the footage. LeBron James played 26 minutes, 52 seconds, which is more than anyone on the team. He took more field goals than anyone on the team. He had 6 turnovers, which is double the second worst person on the team. But of course, the LeBronites want to look at his points, and those that are in the LeBron corner have been glazing that LeBron had 21 points. What you need to understand is that Kevin Durant had more points, 23, in 10 less minutes, and LeBron James missed as many shots as Kevin Durant took. Let me repeat. LeBron James missed as many shots as Kevin Durant took. But what really makes that stat crazy is that Kevin Durant was shooting his from the perimeter and high difficulty shots. LeBron's were at the rim. LeBron's shots were at the rim. Why are you LeBron fans excited about a dude finishing at the rim? I know why, because you don't think for yourselves and you hear Mr. Wade, who sacrificed his actual NBA career for LeBron James and now is sacrificing his post-NBA career for LeBron James. He says it, you get excited about it without thinking any further. Anyway, we'll get to all that in the footage. Let's get going. Yes, I understand that the game is old. I'm sorry. I was out of town for work for a week, but this is important to cover. By the way, they are really cracking down on this footage, so I can only show you very, very brief clips. And I'm going to skip the first 3 times the U.S. tried to feed Embiid and he wasn't able to deliver. Here's Jokic reminding us what basketball looks like. By the way, if that was a U.S. player on that layup, they would have called a foul here.
Good pass. Holiday inside for Embiid. And found like he didn't understand what happened. That should be the...
Even though there's contact with the body here by Jokic, or I guess the left arm, I don't know. I don't like this call. Because Embiid, you were set up beautifully by Drew Holiday, and that's what you come up with, flailing out of bounds. Why are your hands up? The ref called the whistle in your favor. This is the Embiid LeBron impersonation. The hands just automatically go up, whether the refs are helping you or not helping you. This might be his guilty conscience, thinking that it was going to be blown on him, because it could have been. I mean, just don't blow the whistle here. Jeez, embarrassing. Go up flailing in the air and throw the ball off the back of the backboard and get to shoot 2 free throws. Oh man, I complain a lot, but I gotta tell you, the NBA effect seems to be go to the free throw line. The game's not going your way, get to the free throw line. Joel Embiid for the night ended up 2 for 5, 0 for 1 from 3, 0 for 3 in free throws, and here he's going to get driven on by a smaller guy and immediately throw the ball away. It's like he's playing for the other team, which people have bad games, but the whole time the announcers are talking about Joel Embiid's pride of getting to play for the United States. Didn't he just have a mockingly bad, distasteful, disgusting interview? Watch LeBron and Embiid here. LeBron lets him go right by, and Embiid just plain gets beaten. And here comes Embiid turning the ball over. And look at Embiid's reaction. That's the extent of the effort after you F up. He's reminding me of LeBron again. Dude, you threw the ball away. You get your feet off the ground and block the layup. Is anyone else annoyed that this is happening during the Olympics? You got ads on the right that are bigger than the game. The game is going. The game is live. That is live action on the left that I just paused, and that's what's happening during the Olympics. I mean, it's not the NBA inside of the corporate named arena with the corporate basketball divas playing. This is the Olympics, and we still can't see the game because advertising is dominating.
See how the United States can respond.
Here comes Anthony Davis to save us from Embiid and the rest of the first string. Have you noticed? I think just about every game, the first string gets us in a hole, and the second string comes to the rescue. I know I said this in the last video, but it's worth repeating. Anthony Davis is a pivotal piece, an extremely important piece on this Olympic team. And yet, when it comes to him being LeBron's teammate on the Lakers, suddenly LeBron doesn't have help. By the way, listen to what Dwayne Wade says right here about Anthony Davis.
He's been the most important player on this team on the defensive end of the floor.
A few moments later.
We talked about the two most important people, LeBron James and Steph Curry.
That's right after Steph hit an incredible three-pointer. Dwayne Wade manages to compliment LeBron James. By the way, shortly after saying Anthony Davis was the most important player, and now suddenly LeBron James is in the mix as the most important player along with Steph.
They've been so open, though, about how excited they've been to play together.
That's this goofy little telling the world that Steph wants to play with LeBron. Here's what Steph actually had to say about that.
But I'm good right now.
Look at LeBron's defensive assignment compared to everyone else's. And then look at him take Anthony Davis's rebound. Are you kidding? I can't imagine why having the entire Serbian team between you and the guy you're passing to would end in a turnover. Mr. I always make the right play. Look at where that lands. Right in the breadbasket of the opposition. Nice effort by Anthony Edwards here on defense. And here's where I lost any doubt about Adam Silver's influence on the Olympics. Too strong, says the guy that Rich Paul approved to announce for the Olympic team. Did you see the foul? Did not stop the king of insecurity from engaging in his insecure antics, but that's what his fans like. No foul, no problem. We all live in delusional land. Can you hear the boos mixed in there? I heard it earlier in the game. It was even worse. I was like, am I really hearing boos? You guys remember the 92 Dream Team getting booed by anybody? That's what LeBron James does for the country. Now, listen to the other announcer appointed by Rich Paul, Dwayne Wade. He's so embarrassing. Dwayne Wade is really unraveling.
Every time I sit somewhere and watch the game of basketball.
Sorry for interrupting that quote, but YouTube actually flagged me. I couldn't even let Dwayne Wade finish his quote without getting flagged, so I had to split it up. Anyway, he's sitting around lamenting every time he watches basketball.
See LeBron still playing at this high level. I'm trying to think what I did wrong in life.
So many possible answers to that D-sucking comment that you just made, D. Wade, but it's funny because some people have put out videos just recently talking about where D. Wade went wrong, and the consensus from everyone is when D. Wade joined LeBron James. I mean, D. Wade was still the best player on that Miami team, but he doesn't get credit. He does get some blame, and he lost the respect of a lot of people.
I'm trying to think what I did wrong in life.
Answer number 2 about what you did wrong is you could have been a cheater along with your teammate and gone to the biogenesis lab and juiced yourself up like the steroids did. Didn't D. Wade complain recently that he would have been the GOAT if not for injuries? Well, if you aspired to a dude like LeBron James, then I guess you have no shame in cheating, so you should have juiced up.
Just want to know what I did wrong in life.
I'm sorry. I have a third answer. You could have also taken off defense. You would have lasted longer, like LeBron James, by taking off defensive plays and sitting out whatever games you feel like sitting out.
James always so smart, one of the highest basketball IQs we've ever seen.
Did you hear that? Let me play it again for you. These Rich Paul appointed Olympic team announcers are something else.
James always so smart, one of the highest basketball IQs we've ever seen.
This happened at the last game that I broke down. They were completely out of context, just giving LeBron James these compliments, and he throws the ball away. And they just pretend it doesn't happen. They just keep on going. The other thing I want to mention is what's he doing here that deserves for you to talk about his IQ? Why are you talking about this? He deserves to have a dunce cap on after this. It's always this generic, without any actual context, compliment about his IQ. Can I have one solid, specific example one time on one of these shows or from one of these announcers about exactly why he has a high IQ? Look at that. And here comes the change in the game. The difference maker. This is why everyone is so upset about him joining the Warriors, because deep down they knew he was actually the best player in the league. You know what? If LeBron was the best player in the league, then it should have been fine that the Warriors got another player, because LeBron and the Cavs were stacking the deck. They were stacking the deck and trying to super team it every offseason. The Warriors finally added a piece. Besides who was drafted, that's just a team of draftees. Then they added an actual piece. God forbid. Oh, well, this is a great option, but don't take it. Otherwise, you'll be ridiculed. Listen, if LeBron was who LeBron is supposed to be, it shouldn't have mattered. The Cavs still should have won. LeBron should have gotten the better of KD. He didn't.
Check in.
And something else happened. Not to take away from the Slim Reaper, but when Jokic goes out, listen, they've got some decent players, but Jokic is pretty much their only real star caliber player.
What's his name? Pulls. Screen from Davis. Edwards pulls and knocks it down. Tina couldn't get it. Durant. And Durant flexing towards that U.S. bench a little.
I'm glad Durant at least knows that childish flex that LeBron does is something to laugh about. At least he's smiling. He knows that it's a stupid thing to do. He's joking. LeBron's serious when he does it.
Late to this team, Kawhi Leonard had to pull out, and that was...
Keep this play in mind, because something similar happens with LeBron later, but that Serbian definitely took an angle and led with the shoulder. The only thing I would say is that it looks like KD sees it coming and turns toward the guy. You know, you could almost call that a defensive maneuver to make sure your ass doesn't go flying. But it's very different than what happens with LeBron. Pause for copyright purposes. Yeah, that's not even a play on the ball. And KD handles it well. And he responds about as well as he can. This is the very next play. Drains a three. I don't know why he was left that wide open. They must have thought he was LeBron James. That looks like LeBron James during a regular season game in the NBA. I'm just going to go ahead and do this right now. It's actually from another game, but it's a similar situation. But the Serbian player is actually moving parallel. He kind of goes towards LeBron, but he's also going parallel, and LeBron's doing a hesitation move, so he can't tell which direction he's going. If you pay close attention, LeBron James sees what's happening, gathers, and then launches himself into the other player. In contrast to the Durant play, this defender actually gets hit in the chest by LeBron's shoulder and arm, whereas Durant got hit by a Serbian player who led with shoulder and arm, and Durant handled it better than LeBron handled this. Now, LeBron James has 60 pounds on this dude. You never see LeBron get brave with a guy his size or bigger, and that's why this is embarrassing. And this is why, by the way, this comes compliments of a LeBron fanboy. I want to thank you for showing your face, because this is exactly what I imagined you embarrassing look like and sound like.
Bro, imagine being so good.
Oh my God, you prepubescent, easily brainwashed, creatures. What happens to you guys? How are you attracted to a cheating steroid freak and find him to be your role model? Listen to him. He even has to throw in the bro.
Where the only thing your opponent can do is just mock you because that's how good you are.
All right. Since you don't have a dad, or at least not a dad with a penis, I'll explain to you. He's being mocked for his childish, insecure behavior, not because he's good. If LeBron James didn't do that douchebag flex and seek approval constantly, then people wouldn't make fun of him. Not only does LeBron James have 60 pounds on this defender, but LeBron James led with his shoulder on this play. Tell me about the skill involved. Tell me, you're so impressed that he's good. Tell me what is skillful on this play. Are you impressed that this guy goes and spends millions of dollars juicing up and spends several more $1 million trying to replace the hair on his head that his juicing helps get rid of? LeBron, could you go save a rainforest with the money that you're spending on the hair that you're also spending money getting rid of with your steroid addiction? Since this is what we've decided is inspiring basketball, I guess Marco should go spend some time at the Biogenesis Clinic, put on 60 pounds of roid muscle, and come back and plow into people, because that's what we've decided skilled basketball is. Great. I'm so proud of the United States right now. Kid, I don't know why you think this is great. You look like Caitlin Clark could break you in half with one hand. I know, I'm picking on a kid or whatever I'm looking at here. I'm sorry. It's just the stupidity level scares me. The ease of the brainwashing really freaks me out. It makes me think of how doomed we all are. The real kicker is how you guys switch from being proud of him being a steroid-induced bruiser to being the biggest guy on the floor, falling down the easiest of everyone. How do you get behind both of those things at the same time?
With 26 points.
Remember, Team USA was down when LeBron was in. He goes to the bench. The period isn't even over, and Team USA has taken the lead.
LeBron James is going to head to the scores table.
There you go, Kerr. Get LeBron in the game so LeBron's fanboys don't have to hear that Team USA took the lead in the first with LeBron on the bench.
Will hold for one here, or will they? James, that's it, taken away. Bogdanovich, a three.
Great decision, Steve. Let LeBron get his third turnover in the first period alone.
He hurries. Anthony Edwards wanted that loss.
Serbia can't convert, though. In fact, they didn't hit much of anything. They were shooting horribly the rest of that first half. And thanks to that, we just get to hear the announcers talk about how incredible LeBron's pass to Anthony Edwards is. See, you have to look at this from the perspective of someone like me who's sick of hearing overpraise for LeBron James. Look at that. If he doesn't hit that lob, what's the excuse? I could throw that lob. I don't want to hear overpraise for making a basic basketball play. I don't want to hear about court vision and intelligence because an NBA player threw the ball to a wide open teammate. Just stop. Stop, and we can all enjoy more. You have to feel helpless against that. Man, Durant, that's unfair. And here's where you just become demoralized. And can I just say thank you, Kevin Durant, for smiling instead of doing the stink face or flexing or shrugging or some douchey, insecure shit like that. Just smile. I remember thinking while I watched this live something that bothers me about LeBron James. LeBron James won't just rise up and shoot over a defender. He always has to have a massive mismatch or be wide open or take a tiny guy down low. The reason that bothers me and the reason this reminded me of it is Kevin Durant has the height, rise up and shoot. LeBron James also almost always has 3 to 4 inches on the defender. Almost always when he's on the perimeter. Rise up and shoot. Act like you have a bag every now and then. And here comes LeBron's 4th turnover.
He just found out why Jamal Murray averaged 21 points per game last year.
The U.S. had 5 in the first period. LeBron was responsible for 3 of those 5. He had 6 on the night. I'm starting to think there might be more. I'm sorry, is he complaining? Look at his hands. Is he complaining that KD didn't catch that with the back of his head? And like I said earlier, Serbia couldn't hit anything. So They didn't pay for it there, but that could have been a huge point swing there.
Kick it, Durant over Jokic. Oh, yeah.
That is crazy unfair. Man, that's rough.
Get it inside. Edwards, bully ball. He's fouled.
Sorry to stop so often, but I have to. They are really, really watching the Olympics footage closely. Bully ball. I hate that term.
Marinkovic just a little bit too close.
Those defenders getting close. Can't be doing that.
Not a lot of space at all.
One of the things that's really frustrating having announcers say crap like that is that I start second guessing rules that I thought I knew by heart. I mean, Wade is way off here. Didn't give him any space at all. Where's the rule that says you're required to give him space? As long as you don't displace the other player, being that tight of a defender means you're playing great defense. You can be all the way up into the chest of the offensive player. Now, I mentioned the defensive player can't displace the offensive player, which brings us to the dislodging rule, which I've mentioned a few times in my videos because LeBron loves to illegally dislodge people, and that's what Anthony Edwards does here. Anthony Edwards uses offensive motion to dislodge a legally placed defender, and Serbia was called for the foul. That's why I hate the term bully ball. You know, you can bully ball legally sometimes, but this was not legal. This announcer is complimenting an illegal move. And then Wade, a former NBA player, is referencing rules that don't exist.
Not a lot of space at all.
Marinkovic just a little bit too close.
You play dumb cop, I'll play dumber cop. You may have heard Commissioner Dynamo already making fun of how bad Dwayne Wade was at this, but instead of the real world acknowledging this, we have articles coming out saying that these guys are great. This is wonderful. Shit. The public can't think for themselves, so just tell them what to think. That terrible commentary was actually great. Fanboys, explain to me in detail why you are impressed, why you're excited that a guy with that defensive assignment standing in that position gets rebounds.
To not pick up another one. Embiid bounce. LeBron James.
Brace yourselves. Here comes the Wade. He, him.
Talk about it more later. Y'all know it's he, him.
Dwayne Wade, I would punch you in your face if I had the opportunity. You disgusting bitch of a man. I mean, you already sold your soul. You ruined your career. Now you're like, I guess I'll do what everyone else is doing and keep cashing in on sucking off LeBron. With everything that happened on this play, the guy you're going to talk about was the lazy dude taking a nap in a corner until he had an opportunity for an easy dunk. I'll even compliment Embiid for that pass, but the vision and the court awareness goes to Holiday. Let me guess, it's amazing what LeBalco is doing at age 39. Ugh. I tell you what, if you talk about Drew Holiday's IQ, his basketball IQ, for the next 10 games because of that pass, we'll call it even. Because that's what you do with LeBron James. Except LeBron's passes aren't even that good.
Y'all know his pronouns.
The king finding his throne right atop the rim once again.
My God, they still aren't done sucking off the guy that did the least on that play. Let's watch Embiid get abused real quick.
On the attack. Swing. Booker fumbled it out of bounds.
Of course, suck off number 1 and suck off number 2 blamed Booker for that. Booker fumbled it out of bounds. Would it be such a problem to hit the shooter in his hands, LeBron James?
LeBron's passes are coming fast. They're not coming slow. They're coming fast with a lot of heat on.
I got to interrupt. Dwayne Wade sucking LeBron off again for copyright purposes. Go ahead and tell the world how it's everyone else's fault. Be prepared for LeBron's fast passes. The speed of the pass wasn't the problem, Dwayne. The pass was off the mark.
So you got to be prepared for him at all times.
Yes, be prepared at all times for the pass to be off target, but full of high basketball IQ. Look what Devin Booker gets away with here.
Time MVP.
12 points, 3 assists.
I'm just going to put this one in slow motion. You guys tell me who's allowed to do what.
Early, right when he checked in the first quarter. Durant
Right back at it.
That is freaking ridiculous. Looks like MJ, huh? A taller MJ.
2 for 1 opportunity here. Durant takes advantage.
Okay.
Stop it.
Weathered the storm, and a lot of that is because of that guy. First half.
Well, he's doing what he does on the offensive end. Can no one guard this guy? To not play with this unit. I mean, just look at this. Easy money.
The team.
We did have that.
Durant isn't even close to done yet, but look at his shot chart. And this, by contrast, is LeBron's shooting range.
Edwards will inbound.
And here we see that with LeBron on the bench, the Team USA has managed to take a nice lead. And Kerr decides to put LeBron back in, but they're super delayed. He's way late getting in there. And now LeBron's like, oh, I'll kill you. I'm on steroids, motherfucker. Don't you know that I own everything? And 5 minutes is wasted of complaining. And catering to the NBA, complaining means you get your way. So LeBron gets in. And Durant does this craziness. Heading into the third, I'm just showing these to prove that I'm not making up that all of LeBron's shots were at the rim.
100%. There's as much passion as you can find. Textures.
So there was some hype going out. I'm guessing it's courtesy of Clutch Sports about LeBron being a great off-ball defender. Well, that's what it looks like when LeBron is an on-ball defender. So maybe that's why he's almost always an off-ball defender. He just gets it drained right in his face or gets blown by. And let's be clear. There are people that you make the off-ball defender because they're great. They're fast. They move all over the place, and they come and help. Actually, Michael played as an off-ball defender fairly often. I'm looking back at the old games. But he actually helped. He actually ran over and helped and blocked. LeBron James watches the ball go by when he's the off-ball defender. The only time he doesn't is when he sees a chance for a chase down block. Here, little Steph Curry is trying to set a screen. He gets his knee bumped. He's just walking it off. He even plays the next play and then continues to walk it off. I bring it up because LeBron James would be rolling on the ground, just milking it for all the attention he could get. We'd have like a 5-minute delay in the game, and the announcers would find a way to compliment him for it.
Steph won't look at him.
James, first miss of the day.
First miss of the day, they said. It's also the first one that wasn't right at the rim. An open layup or an open dunk. Yes. Next comes the altercation, which I covered in a video yesterday. I left it in this one for those of you who didn't watch yesterday's video, so just keep watching this one. But if you want to skip ahead past watching that, because you already watched this altercation, which I spent a lot of time on, apparently, you can skip ahead to the 37:44 marker, roughly in that area.
Hasn't looked over
But I
there.
mean, that's usually what happens, right? When you make a mistake, and there's exactly what happened. You see James getting tangled up inside, and
Once again, I have to cut the quote mid-sentence so that I don't get flagged, but it's all right. We'll talk about the first lie from the announcer. James got tangled up. LeBron James is not even facing the play, puts his forearms together and starts clearing out like it's a football sled driving drill. Anybody ever have to do that? He just looks like he's driving the blocking sled all the way off the field there. That is not legal. But let's go ahead and say that he got tangled up. He also finishes it off with a shove. He's so classy.
Embiid was really just trying to save Abramovich from going anywhere else. And
Embiid was trying to save the other player? It is not Embiid's right to just grab somebody. I don't think I'm going to let you go here. Let me just grab you. And the announcers will say that I'm saving you.
slow it down, and might have accidentally.
Now, just so people know, I'm calling it both ways. That carry is disgusting. That carry is ridiculous. I hate that this is what basketball has become, even on the Olympic level. Now, what LeBron does is just absurd. It's disgusting. It's flagrant. And all you LeBron fans that are being like, oh, he's too strong. That's a fucking illegal play. And you all need this done to you. You all need this done to you if you're going to compliment it. In fact, LeBron James should do it to you. You know, I mean, you guys will probably have erections while it's happening. But you need to be thrown to the ground with a 2-arm shove in the armpit while you get to be the bully, the guy who outweighs everyone on the court. Let's get back to our high-quality announcers and listen to their BS for a little bit longer.
I don't even know if he touched his face.
No, this ain't soccer, bro. This ain't soccer, bro. Get out of here with that fluff.
Hey, as skilled as Dwayne Wade was, I remember that guy spent half his career on the floor. That guy loved to fall down. Don't try and act tough now, Dwayne Wade.
The Euros just happened a couple weeks ago.
Boy, these two really think they're onto something. Chuckling it up. D. Wade repeats himself after his gross counterpart there starts laughing at his jokes. Can you stop saying bro? I don't know why that bothers me so much, but can I at least have a professional not say bro? Embiid's hand is like the size of this Serbian player. It rakes across his face before coming down and grabbing him. Just tell me why Embiid's allowed to do that. Do not say that he's saving him. You don't get to just go and do that. Don't act like you're doing something nice. And while these LeBron fanboy announcers are distracting you with that, you see LeBron James is throwing a forearm into the rib cage and then using his body to shove the player out of bounds. He finishes with both hands going up into the player's face, and then his arms extend completely to make sure the guy hits the floor. According to USA Basketball, the play-by-play shows that Embiid and LeBron received common fouls for that. It's interesting. 2 fouls, 1 trip to the free throw line. There should have at least been a technical. I mean, it doesn't seem fair to have 2 violations and only 1 punishment. And it's really hard for me to hear announcers talk about other people flopping with the state of the NBA right now. I mean, the state of the NBA is just embarrassing. What's truly disgusting about LeBron James is in the small details. At this point, the Serbian player is falling. It's over with. He's done. He's off his feet. LeBron James decides, I'm going to go ahead and shove a guy who's already falling. Like, he gears up and finishes him off with another shove, extending his arms completely. Here's where it's over with. The guy's falling. LeBron's arms start to come back. And then LeBron gears up and re-shoves. Arms come back and extend. That's a flagrant 2 in the NBA. Common foul here. It's not even a basketball play. LeBron doesn't care where the ball is. He's not interested in where the ball is. He's just shoving the offensive player out of bounds. And in case you're wondering, yes, they did review. Now listen to Clutch Sports' Wade defend LeBron James's disgusting behavior.
LeBron was complaining that he was grabbed around the neck, and that's why he shoved him off him that way.
Again, so as not to be flagged, I have to cut D. Wade's disgustingness off mid-sentence and show us him being grabbed around the throat. D. Wade, don't just make crap up. By the way, why wasn't LeBron James defending a pass coming inside? That was not a basketball play. Let's hear the rest of D. Wade's BS.
You'll see LeBron do that often, so I'm going to agree with him.
Don't see LeBron do that often, so gonna agree with him. I've already done a video on this. Did it a couple of years ago. LeBron James is dirty. And every time he does something dirty, the announcers say something like D. Wade just did. Oh, it's not like LeBron, or we don't see LeBron do that, so you got to give him the benefit of the doubt. We've got 30 specific examples of him being dirty, and we're just going to shove it all under the carpet for the sake of the narrative.
Has done everything for the United States and now utilizing some physical play on top of that.
So I only played the end of that because it was an ongoing LeBron James suckfest talking about his incredible gameplay, making layups in the game. And they finished it off by saying, now utilizing physical gameplay. No, that was disgusting. And you're finding a way to compliment him. I'm sorry. This is just horrifying. This is terrible. And I need to clarify that what I said earlier was wrong. They did decide that there was a flagrant foul, but that does not agree with what the play-by-play says for USA Basketball. How could they be this wrong? And the players clear out, so you can see that it's a technical free throw shooting situation. So how is there only one set of free throws being shot? They only assessed one foul on this play, despite what both of the players did. And not only do I not agree with that, but USA Basketball's record keeping doesn't agree with that. So what's going on here?
At 6'11", 234 actually does have the height advantage against LeBron. Did play.
So what Noah Eagle is doing here is now making more excuses for LeBron, saying that, hey, the other player is bigger, so let's feel bad for LeBron's situation. LeBron still outweighs the guy by 20 pounds. And the guy's 2 inches taller, maybe, which just puts the other guy's throat right in LeBron's forearm level for easy, flagrant fouling and shove downs.
It's okay. I think he just wanted them to see that he's on me and get him off me. Yeah.
You know, these days there's always an excuse. It's just an excuse-making society. There's no accountability. There's no, hey, just act better, be better. So in this case, they've provided like 3 or 4 excuses for LeBron's disgusting behavior. And this warrants going back and trying to see if there's any truth to what they said at all. Here's the earliest frame that they show in the instant replay. There's no grabbing of the neck there. Let me freeze it here now that it's more clear. All you see is the guy with his arm out. LeBron James is running into him. He is not engaged in a basketball play. As LeBron hits him in the shoulder, the arm starts to bend. That is not a grab. That arm is loose. There it goes flying off again. It was just hanging there, and it went there because of the impact. At the least, you have to say that's not a retaliation by LeBron James. He initiated the contact. If you're arguing on LeBron's behalf here, LeBron James is running straight into that player. They're making it sound like LeBron did this because of what the player was doing to him. No, that's LeBron James all the way. And yet they're making excuses for him. 4 NBA players harassing this ref. Embiid is harassing a ref out on the court during this. You're protesting what you guys just did? You're protesting what you two just did? Being called a foul? Holy crap. You should be ejected.
Watch it.
Let's get back to the rest of the game.
A little extra juice in this game.
Yeah, you could say there's more juice in this game as long as this guy's around. Is what Booker's doing with his right arm here legal? Curry finds LeBron, who of course is cheating down the other side of the court again.
That's that guy right there.
He's so just quick up the court.
For you fanboys who call me a hater, just consider what these announcers are complimenting. That's that guy right there. He made a layup. He made a layup. Steph Curry got the steal on the incredible pass, and you're complimenting the dude that was cherry picking. You said he's so quick up the court. No, he left playing defense early. He always goes and gets a head start because of his lazy, slow ass. Stop complimenting him for being the worst defender who's always down at the other end, ready to receive the easy layup. My God. Pause for copyright purposes.
James, get out of his way for 2.
Look at that man. America, you know him as LeBron James. I know him personally.
Dwayne Wade, that guy ruined your career. You are humiliating yourself, and you're making me want to throw up worse than I wanted to throw up just by looking at LeBron on the screen. The guy, once again, just made a layup, probably an offensive foul, and he is going ape crap as if he did something amazing. By the way, the team's way up. The team is way up. This isn't a close game or a clutch shot. Calm your steroid ass down. I've never known anyone who needed praise or acknowledgement more than this insecure dude. Self-praise or praise from others, he needs it.
Get 2 free throws. You see the trip right there.
A trip. That's what we're going to call that? A trip? LeBron is controlling everything was the quote, followed by, yep. Okay, LeBron threw a lob, not even a well-placed lob to AD. Anyone can throw a lob to AD. Now he's controlling everything? Every time LeBron got in the game, the lead shrunk. Stop over-complimenting him. By the way, he's going to handle that himself. He's going to self-praise himself. I'll tell you what, this is the difference between the 92 Dream Team and 2024. You didn't have to look at this crap, these egotistical divas. We knew in 1992 that this behavior was not classy. It was embarrassing. I'm so thankful I got to watch decent basketball for a while. You insecure idiot. You always have to make sure that people are looking at you. Hey, look what I did. I can tie my shoe. Actually, he can't. Can he? And for those of you who got in the comments yesterday trying to bring patriotism into it, if you think this is something to be proud of, if you're proud of this sort of behavior, you are part of the problem. You're the cancer of America. Can we be dignified, please? Can we please be dignified and humble instead of acting like divas? Stop being proud of this crap. Anyway, as we move forward, note that the United States has a 15-point lead. LeBron goes out after that.
Extra, Jovic for three. A good contest by Durant.
They never showed a replay of this for me to see it from another angle, but I gotta tell you, it looked like he got hit. Maybe he didn't, but first impression was that he got hit. It's hard to fight back in the game when you don't get any calls. Note the lead. We managed to get the lead up to 21 before LeBron comes back in, but it's not just that we keep extending the lead when LeBron's on the bench. It's that LeBron's injuries that plague him throughout the season whenever he wants to load manage have suddenly gone away. Why is LeBron playing all these minutes? You don't have anyone else on the squad that can finish layups that are wide open? Here's more of that self-glorification that's so classy.
Buckets in all of the ways with just the patience, the footwork, and then.
So as long as D Wade is going to compliment this footwork, and Anthony Edwards is going to compliment his own footwork, and Steph Curry is going to get excited about this footwork, let's look at the footwork. Okay, and last dribble hits the floor there. Step, drag the back foot. Back foot comes down with a huge step backward. Front foot comes down. That's another step. That same foot comes up and goes back down. That front foot takes another step. The back foot is doing a full pivot while he brings the front foot back behind that foot, which means his previous pivot foot is now his front foot, and he lifts that and takes a step with it, and then brings the back foot way forward for another step. Come on. Oh my God, these more skilled players and their superior ball handling. Guys, I'm exhausted. I can't do this. There's 6 minutes left in the game and I don't think I can get through. I'll just leave you with one thought. Look at how LeBron's intelligence led to his teammate making this shot. Go ahead and explain to me how LeBron's intelligence caused this. I'm out. Let me know what you think. Oh my God.